Hey everybody, Jacob Godar here. Today we're talking about something, if you're wanting to grow your business, it's all about how to not become just another stuck cog in the wheel. It was an interesting question that I received from somebody. It kind of pushed me to think about it. What did I do to not be stuck in just being out in the field? I've met a bunch of people that start a company and they're stuck out in the field. They got one employee and they can't figure out how to get past that. Or how do I get to, I've got one crew running, how do I get to two? Or how if I've got two and I'm kind of starting to be out of the field, how do I get to three? How do I not stay stuck in anything? And we started to kind of like shoot a podcast over this. And then I realized this is more just my conversation. And as I'm asking my wife, she just said, you just do. Like there was nothing special you did. You just do. You go out there and you just do the next thing, and then you do the next thing, and you do the next thing. And I think that that's a big part of how do you not get stuck? How do you not get stuck at a level? You're always going to have times where you plateau. You should always be going to mentors. That's why GROW Comm or going to business conferences. I'm going to an Arte event in November. I just got back from the GIE, whatever you want to call it, conference where we actually went to classes as well. We didn't just go look at equipment. Our whole team did that. Before that, we were at the Lion's Den Live. Before that, I can't even remember all the events that I've necessarily done just this year. So if you don't want to get stuck, you're going to have to take action, and you're going to constantly have to be doing stuff that isn't comfortable to you. When you hire your first employee, you've probably never done it before. That's super uncomfortable. When you hire your first office person, you've never done it before. It's really uncomfortable. So not getting stuck at any certain level really just comes with being able to have the courage to be uncomfortable. Why do you think that we created the whole stay uncomfortable clothing? It's how I've lived my life. Why have I just went and done? Because I look at my life and I look back at little Jacob. Whatever, he was a dick too. But I look back and everything I've done from here up to here, up to here, up to here, and I'm like, I'm nowhere. I've got such a long road to go already, or still, I guess is what I should say. But I look at all of it and it was like, it was all uncomfortable. The racing kind of scared me, the starting of the business, all of these things were scary things that I just went and did it anyway. To give you something more actionable than just do it no matter what, you need to really set the intention of what it is that you want. Do you want a large company? Do you want a one-man band? What is your version of success for your company? That's number one. Because, maybe if you're a one-man band and that's what you want to be, you're not even a cog in a wheel. You're the cog in the wheel that you've created that you want. And to some extent, you're always going to be a piece of the bigger puzzle, whatever that is, right? We all play our part. But you need to know where you're headed. And so when this question was asked to me, I assume it's because this person wanted to grow a bigger company. And so that's the way I'm actually going to answer it. So if your idea is, I want to grow a large company and I don't want to get stuck and I don't want to plateau, that means you're going to have to figure out how to hire people because you can't do it alone. And it never feels like, just like having a kid, when's the right time to have a kid? I'm going to wait till I'm perfectly ready. I'm financially set and everything is perfect. When in reality, you end up having a fucking kid when you're not set at all, you're not ready for it, it totally catches you off guard, and then you figure it out. And that's the same thing you're going to have to do in business. So if your goal, if your purpose is to create a big thing, you're going to have to shoot in that direction and continuously do uncomfortable stuff. If you're operating a business and you're like just trying to figure out when I get that money right to hire the first person, you've probably already waited too long, and you should probably hire the first field person, because you need to start plumbing in field people. And you need to work on your business having really good cash flow and you're getting paid really, really quick. So immediately what they complete, you can pay them for it. So if you can just sell the work, you can afford them, right? And then you just keep building that out, because you very quickly want to get to where you've got 2 and 4 people in the field and start having someone else in the office help you answer, or get a virtual call service. There's a million of them out there. Pink Callers, Call Boss, those are just a couple of the ones that we know of that we've considered working with or do work with currently. You need to immediately become a salesperson for your company. If you want to grow your company, the 2 things that grow it, like if you don't want to be stuck, is marketing and sales. You're going to always feel stuck if all you can do is go out there and work. There's no means to an end of that. If you want to eventually be someday in a business where you don't have to be all the labor in the field, you don't have to do all the work in the field, you're going to have to hire people. You're going to have to become a salesperson. You're going to have to go out there and focus just on growing your business. Now, the amount your business grows from the second you stop doing all the field work to going out and actively selling, thinking about the marketing, thinking about how do people know us, like us, and love us, and how do many more people do that? How do we create raving fans? Your business explodes. It's really the 6 inches between your ears is the one thing that can truly keep you stuck. Because if you go out there and if you hire somebody, or another thing I commonly hear, I got a couple guys, I got a guy, and they just fuck everything up, or it's never right, or it's always this problem, it's always that problem. If you're constantly spewing the bad stories, it's always going to be bad. You need to be in a world and realize that the world is abundant. There is more prosperity and more opportunity than you could ever want in your entire life. You literally couldn't consume it all if you spent every waking second of every moment trying to consume it. And you need to walk into that with the realization of shit's going to be wrong. People don't do things right. There's going to be a lot of hurdles, but you need to realize that it's all going to be all right. You're going to do the best you can, and you're going to have the problem, and you're going to fix the problem. Talking about employees and saying how frustrating or how bad, it's a waste of breath. If you're not going to do it right, I might as well do it myself. Having that opinion towards employees, that's stupid. No one's going to do it the exact same way as you. And we as employers really need to work on ourselves if we don't want to get stuck. We have this tendency to look at stuff and assume that just because it's not done the way we wanted it done, that it's not the right way. And that's totally wrong. And I ask you and I implore you to question yourself. How many things do people around you, do you want them to do or ask them to do or have them do, and they do it a different way than you would do it, and you're mad about it? If you think your company's not growing, you say that you're mad about a lot of situations like that, that's probably a lot of the reason. People are not perfect. Things that grow, there's going to be disruption. There's going to be problems. You know, my dad, he always complains about employees being cleanliness here, cleanliness there. And it's like, yes, I want to coach people to not do the things they don't want them to do, but also realize they're humans. And have you ever left a mess? Like, if you've ever left a mess anywhere and you're bitching about other people leaving a mess, maybe you should check yourself. There's a lot of accountability that needs to be had in this. So not being stuck it's a big mindset thing. All it is you holding yourself back, and you really have to work on you. There's no special code. I worked on me because I didn't want to be stuck. I went to conferences for me because I didn't want to get stuck. I listened to people that were 400 times more wealthy and smarter than me, and I didn't just do it once. I do it over and over and over and over and over again. I continuously have events set. I continuously want to take my team to do that, because now the level of you working on yourself, that we could sum it up right here, that all you need to do is continuously work on yourself and educate yourself, and then be courageous, and you won't be stuck. But then as you grow your team, then you need to go and spawn that off. You start doing that with your team members. You start taking your team members to events. You start pushing team members to get educated, to become more than they currently are. Those are ways you keep from getting stuck. You keep from getting stuck at a level. And I know I've seen a lot of people be stuck and challenged. And what do I hear them do? I hear them bitch about their employees. Talk about how you can't hire. Talk about how employees never do anything right. Talk about, man, this employee's never happy with, it's like I pay them X, Y, and Z huge amount of money and they're still not happy. Maybe it's because a mission, a vision, an opportunity bigger than just the money, and a culture is what you're missing. Maybe it's much bigger than what you've created. And that's not a knock. A lot of people do this. I've fucked this thing up a million times over and it's still just getting better. But when I hear people say those things, a lot of times the biggest hindrance is them. It's their lack of knowingness of the situation, and back to that 6 inches between the ears of where they've just got a lot of negative garbage and they project that, and then they get stuck everywhere. They get stuck because it's always a problem that's unsurpassable, because they can't figure out how to get the employees to overcome it or them to overcome it. So educate yourself, learn as much as possible all the time, put yourself around great people that are doing what you want to do. People that have the houses, the cars, the businesses, the income. Put yourself around those people. Study those people. and do yourself a favor. Be courageous.